Mention the fact that we are now indoors for. Look, this is a positive. I thought it was just going to be Mike G and Baldy here. I'm going to let you guys just take it away. We got a special guest.
No. Yeah.
I'm just wandering around here.
Go ahead, use your mic.
Yeah, I like you doing.
Okay, all right, there you go. I got you.
I just wander around seeing two stalwarts.
The A-team, Mr. Kraft,
yeah, the eight, that's how I greeted you. But it's so great to have you both here, and football's back, and I'm excited about our team and the league, and we're really blessed. And I miss Pat Patriot.
Yeah.
Well, we don't miss him too much because you guys bring him back occasionally, so I love that you're in the throwbacks here. I also love that we're inside this rarely used indoor facility that you built over the last couple of decades here.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunately we got some bad New England weather. I just flew in here and it was so bumpy, but we're so privileged, and hope all is going well with both of you.
Yep.
And our fans out there. It's going to be a special season. There's so many competitive teams. I was just talking with Coach about our first few opening games. I guess we're going to have a refresher on the Super Bowl.
It's going to rematch.
Opening game.
Rematch.
It'll be fun. Yeah, and hope we
different result.
Hope we perform better than we did. But, you know, I have the privilege of traveling around the world, and we hosted the World Cup here, and it was wonderful, and having people from all over the world come here. But they've never seen anything like the NFL and what we do and how we bring communities together, and you know what it means. Even young people now with fantasy and getting into it, they know more about some of the grunt details than we know
sometimes.
Yeah.
But you talked about week one, different result. You've got new pieces here. A.J. Brown, Romeo Doubs, some of the guys. What's been the early impression with some of these key pieces, especially A.J.?
Well, my sons tell me, calm down, Dad. I always get excited.
Get excited.
And, you know, I think we've improved our offense, and we have a good defense and special team. We have a great head coach, and he's put together a staff of people that I'm really impressed. So we look forward to having some fun this year.
Let's get it.
Thanks for letting me crash.
Anytime. Anytime. We have got Robert Kraft going to take in practice now, as Baldy will as well. We talked about some of the changes here for this Patriots team. A.J. Brown being a big one. Romeo Doubs, who we got to get it from afar. We're going to see it with our own eyes today. A little slow start to camp, but really came on in the last day or two here. So your thoughts about this Patriots roster as currently constructed?
Well, I think what Mr. Kraft just said, I think it's a better roster. I think when you look at defense, adding Kevin Byard to the back end, he led the league in interceptions a year ago. You know, maybe more takeaways. Christian Gonzalez is a lockdown corner. Milton Williams was a huge pickup along with Harold Landry a year ago. They all performed at a very high level. So he talked about the defense, but the offense, you know, adding A.J., a true X receiver, somebody that can beat your best corner and really enjoy doing it. Yeah. You know, and then I think adding the depth on the offensive line, the competition for Doug Marone's group on the offense line should be better. We just saw Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah. Like, they don't look like that, you know, running back. I mean, he's as big as us. Yeah. You know, and so, like, he's just a big bull. But Travion Henderson in his second year, like, they got speed. They got a good 1-2 punch right there.
It's a great backfield.
And I think Drake May is still an ascending player, even though he finished at the very top of the leaderboard in most of the stats a year ago for quarterbacks. He's still learning. He's still adjusting. He's still more for him to glean from Josh McDaniels' offense.
When I'm with you at a training camp site, I'm most excited to see your reaction to some of the big guys, obviously, particularly the offensive line. Now, Will Campbell, who was an extremely high draft pick for this team last year, and when he was coming out, you said, forget the short arm stuff. He's a ball player, right? And then he struggles last year, and people say, well, that's the short arms. I need your assessment. And I love that you're shaking your head no. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, look, he wasn't nobody wants any excuses made for him. His leg was not healthy. He couldn't plant. You saw it in the playoff games last year. He's bigger and stronger. He was down with Lane Johnson in Oklahoma with a bunch of the offensive linemen around the league, Tristan Wirfs and Deion Dawkins and some of these guys, training with the world's strongest man. He's stronger this year. Physically, he's stronger. And he's wired the right way. And so I think when you look, and then Jared Wilson, who was his left guard last year, is now the starting center, and I think they've upgraded that position right there.
We mentioned Kevin Byard, we mentioned A.J. Brown. They will be joining us here later after practice, a fully padded practice. When you're at a fully padded practice with Baldy, oh man, you get more excited than that.
Guys, great job. By the way, back here on Inside Training Camp Live on NFL Network, Foxborough is the site of Patriots practice moved indoor because of some weather issues. Along with Michael Robinson, Mike Am with you. Mike Garafolo, Brian Baldinger are inside that practice facility. We just heard those guys talking to Robert Kraft, who, Mike Rob, expressed a whole lot of excitement around some of these new faces. We're going to see them on the practice field for the next couple minutes here, and we'll continue to dip in and out. But as Mike and Baldy were talking about some of those fresh faces and what we could see, what excites you the most about this team?
Oh, I'm going straight to the biggest storyline to me. You know, A.J. Brown on the outside and his chemistry with Drake Maye. I mean, A.J. Brown is a true #1 receiver, a true coverage dictator, and now this offense now has that, right? So what does it do for the young quarterback? What does it do for the run game? How does that help out this offensive line? Drake Maye was sacked 21 times in the playoffs last year. That's a lot of times when your franchise quarterback ends up on the ground. So A.J. Brown, I'm really looking to see that chemistry during practice. You know, usually a veteran receiver coming into a situation with a young quarterback, usually that veteran receiver has a big voice. Usually the young quarterback listens to that big voice. I just want to see the dynamic here at practice. I know Baldy and Mike G, they're there seeing everything, guys. What are you guys looking at, and what are you guys seeing as this practice gets going?
Yeah, when you say A.J. Brown, Mike Rob, and I was talking to Baldy about this earlier, you don't usually say about a wide receiver, you just wait till the pads come on. Yep. But you can say that with A.J. Brown, who's such a physical specimen and a guy that loves to play with physicality. So I want to see that on display as well. You know he's motivated. You know he's refocused. You know he's feeling good about a lot of things, Baldy, and you know this is going to be a fresh start for him in so many ways.
And, you know, he's reunited with Mike Vrabel, you know, who drafted him when he was the head coach at Tennessee. And before A.J. was even traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, Mike Vrabel came out and said publicly, as long as I'm the head coach here of the Tennessee Titans, A.J. Brown will be on this team. Now, it didn't work out that way. Went 3 years to Philadelphia, went back-to-back Super Bowls. But, you know, this is a different offense right now. Josh McDaniels is always going to build the offense around his star players. And so I think the offensive line is going to be better this year. And I think we saw Drake Maye with great deep ball accuracy a year ago. He led the league in accuracy, completing over 72% of his passes. I mean, that's what A.J. Brown wants. He wants the ability to go out there and beat your best corner, beat your bracket coverage, and knowing that the ball is going to come to me. And that's the relationship he's trying to build with the young quarterback right now.
Yeah, it's and we mentioned Romeo Doubs as well. I mean, there's new pieces and there's new chemistry that needs to be developed. From what I gather, Drake Maye has done a great job communicating with these guys early on here and helping to build that rapport. Now, he didn't have A.J. in the spring, right, because we were waiting for the trade to get done until June 1st. So that was a quick study, and these guys learning quickly. So that was a great sign because they wanted to see how that chemistry would be early on, and it was excellent. For Dobbs, like I said, a little bit of a slow start to training camp, but starting to build up here a little bit.
One of the things I'm looking forward to today, guys, is when they get to the one-on-ones, A.J. Brown against Christian Gonzalez.
There you go,
that should be about as good as it gets in practice out here today.
There you go.
Yeah, that little iron sharpen iron situation there. By the way, more from Patriots camp coming up in just a bit here on NFL Network. Keep in mind, ESPN Fantasy Football, now the official fantasy game of the NFL. New this season, knockout leagues, where each week the lowest scoring team is eliminated until one team is left standing. I love that. Download the ESPN Fantasy app for free today, and you can sign up to play the #1 NFL fantasy game. All right, once again, a little bit more on the Patriots coming up in just a bit. We'll shift our attention, though, to the Colts. Ben Solak is in Westfield, Indiana, and joins us right now. Ben, awesome to have you with us. I think the reality is the chips are kind of in the middle of the table before the trade deadline a season ago. This team was rolling. Daniel Jones was balling out. He gets hurt, and the whole season sort of just tanks here. Let's start with the health of the quarterback. Where are we at with Jones?
We are 7.5 months removed from the Achilles injury. And what that means is we don't yet expect to see a fully healthy Daniel Jones. Reports out of camp are that he looks great. He's moving around while he's throwing the ball well. But he's not going to be the same degree of explosive self that he was last season until we're a little closer to 8.5 months, 9 months removed from the injury. That's the timetable the Colts are hoping for. Now, it's not just about mobility when we talk about Achilles injuries, especially on that back plant foot. It's also about drive velocity. Can you really put your whole butt into these throws, pushing off of that back foot? Again, it's something that Jones hasn't really tested here in training camp. We likely won't see him in the preseason. It'll be something that we really discover in week 1 when we see if he can push the football into those tight windows that he was hitting so wonderfully last season.
Ben, I do, and as we're watching some video of what Daniel Jones is capable of doing, the precision was there, the pieces on the offense are there, but the reality is this team needed some help on defense. We saw that with the acquisition of Sauce Gardner. Now, he gets banged up, and he's also coming off injury, but take me through some of the new faces on that team's defense.
Yeah, there's a second-round rookie linebacker in C.J. Allen. There's a third-round rookie safety in A.J. Halsey. And there's a fourth-round rookie linebacker in Bryce Betcher. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, that's too many rookies to play on one defense, I'd introduce you to defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, who's a really sharp guy. He's excellent with communication on the back end. And that's going to be the real strain for some of these rookies, all of whom are in line for significant, if not starting, playing time. This training camp in Indianapolis is hugely important for those guys getting accustomed to talking with one another on the back end, along with, of course, trade acquisition Sauce Gardner, who we didn't see play more than 2 games with the Colts before he went down with his own injury. There are a lot of moving pieces here in the back 7 that have to learn how to play together as one in an extremely zone-heavy defense that Anarumo runs. And so you could say that the ceiling for this Colts team is set by Daniel Jones coming back from injury, and if the offense looks the same. But even if they remain that wonderful kind of world-breaking offense they were to start last season, if this defense can't come together and coalesce, every game they play is going to be a shootout, and that's a hard way to go through the AFC playoffs. And so Jones is the big storyline here, and understandably so. But in the background, a very young defense is learning how to gel.
Yeah, really good point there, especially on that team's defense. I'm on set with Michael Robinson. I've worked with him enough to know that he likes Anarumo and what he brings to the table, so that could be a nice little wrinkle for this team's defense. Ben, great stuff by you, and appreciate you painting the picture for the Colts.
Hey, it's about us, man. Let's go have some fun, man.
He stands in quarterback draw, across the 5, across the goal line right. Touchdown!
Here you go, fellas. Great job. Great job. Let's go get another one. It's hard.
I know.
Good God.
Hey, listen, look at me. It's going to be hard. But look, this will be the most rewarding 6.5 minutes of our lives if we can get it done.
Hey, what more do you want? To the Super Bowl, baby.
Drake May!
That's how you do that. 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 That's how you do that.
You know, it really was a remarkable campaign for the Patriots. We'll get an opportunity to see them on the practice field once again here on NFL Network as we welcome in Steve Wyche. And Steve, you've been making the rounds here. I know you're with the Ravens right now. You're with the Broncos over the weekend. So I'll start with you on this topic. Patriots, the biggest threat to them in the AFC is who?
Well, I tell you what, as much as I'd like to say it's the team where I am today, it's the team where I was Saturday, and that's the Denver Broncos, who they met in the AFC Championship game with Jarrett Stidham playing quarterback, not Bo Nix. But it's not just about the quarterback factor. If we're talking head-to-head, strength versus strength, yeah, the Patriots just went out and got A.J. Brown, but Denver's got Patrick Surtain, right? That's a matchup right there. Their second-year corner, Jahdae Barron, has been the buzz of training camp up in Denver. So now Surtain might have a Robin to his Batman. So they've got some help on defense, which last year was technically the second or third rated defense if you're looking on scoring and yards allowed per game in the NFL. But then offensively, you add a player like Jaden Waddle to Cortland Sutton, and now you've got the explosive play capability that they want in this offense. Davis Webb can throw it to Jalen Waddle deep, intermediate. Is a good run and catch guy. He's got the speed to open up the offense. And some of the stuff they're trying to do with the tight end play with Evan Ingram, that's going to be another wrinkle to this offense. So I got to say the Denver Broncos right now, entering the season, to me, seem like the biggest threat to the Patriots.
Well, Steve, and to go along with that, you add a very motivated quarterback in Bo Nix and a motivated head coach in Sean Payton, who felt like they got slighted last year and gave up an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. And then you look at this defense, man. I mean, they know how to simulate pressure. Vance Joseph, they may not have had that big-time guy that's going to get, 15, 16 sacks, but they had 17 different players record at least a half a sack for this team a year ago, so they understand.
They got that big-time guy,
pressure.
Mike. They got that big-time guy, Mike. Nick Bonito had 14 last year. He's got probably the fastest get off in the NFL.
Apologies. Yeah, you're right, Steve. They do got one of those guys, but they do simulate pressure as well. I'm going to throw out another team too, man, and I know,
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Bills Mafia stand all the way up, man. Come on, man. How can you not say Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills is also a threat, not only in the AFC, but in their own damn division, Steve? You know what I'm saying? They got a new #1 receiver, too. You know what I'm saying? They definitely got a new #1 receiver coming out of Chicago, too. So, again, you got Josh Allen. You got the #1 running game from a year ago. Yep, there go me and Jeezy from a few years ago. I broke my back right there, man. Yeah, I felt like I broke my back right there, but it's all good. Hair a little bit shorter, but it's all good. It's going to be a lot of Bills Mafia people jumping off tables, Steve, doing the people's elbow.
But, Mike, real quick, I know we got the alternate uniforms put them below everyone else in the AFC as a threat just because of uniform. Only when they wear those uniforms. That is not it, my man.
Well, I feel you. I ain't feeling the uniforms anyway, but But Josh Allen, though, got a bazooka as an arm. I'm just saying.
Oh, well.
White can get a little critical on the uniforms. I've worked with both you guys for a long period of time. Steve also on the list of people. If I'm not mistaken, you don't like the creamsicles down in Tampa Bay either, correct?
No, I'm down. I'm down with those. That's Doug Williams' era. I'm
there was someone
absolutely good with those.
Okay, I thought it was I apologize. Sometimes the memory bank's not always what it was, but there was some team and the uniforms look so sweet. Steve gets out on set. He's sitting right there and he's like, "No, I don't like those." And I'm like, "What? Those look great." So it's one of those.